Yasu Malagedo.
You playing improv, right? Yeah. I can't resist this. I gotta show you people a shot. Yo, we in the middle of a game here, man. We're playing improv, right? Right before you rap. It's nothing. Ain't gonna pop in the game. When you see this, you ain't gonna believe it. Well, line 'em up, man. Hey, you gonna show us a trick shot? How you doing? No trick shot. This is magic time. After you see this shot, you're gonna give up your religious beliefs.
How the fuck is Al Pacino supposed to do a great trick shot if there's a hole in the fucking pool table? Welcome to the Malaka podcast. The worst job I've ever had. Part 8. Chapter 2. No more shitty promos. Back to the 80s. Back to, fucking bullshit with a DJ spinning the best of 80s and early 90s and come dressed in your 1980s fashion. Hey, guys, what food are you going to serve? Okay. What kind of alcohol do you have? No? Have you shown the inside, or are you just going to show a shitty digital bullshit? Yep, that's it? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this bar, it couldn't fucking sell a pail of water to someone on fire. This is another ad that they have on YouTube here. It's horrible. I should have just played the clip of, I don't know, they got another clip here of a guy just, like I said before in the last one, playing, some music in the background. He's sitting outside having a beer and, he's having one beer an hour. That'll save the place. And, it just, God, I got a fucking headache just saying this. But yeah, again, ladies and gentlemen, this is by far the worst bar in Toronto. It is. I've worked many bars before, and my God, it is just absolutely horrible. And if you listen to the last one I did, I got way more stuff to say. So, of course, I got to make a chapter 2 here, all right? And as I mentioned before in the intro, I mentioned a little thing about a hole in the pool table. So I can't believe I missed this one, but let me explain here. So this bar inside, if you can, actually, make it more than a minute inside, and it's clear you hate yourself. They have 3 pool tables. Now, one of the pool tables is in use. It's the middle one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when you have a pool table, okay, you got to take a pool cue, all right, take it on the edge of any corner, middle, whatever, and then another half of the stick, because that's how much room you need to shoot the ball. Now let me explain what these malakias do. So 3 tables, literally, they're all together. The space between the tables is maybe, I'm going to guess, not even 3 feet, okay? The only pool table that's in use is the middle one. Now, if you go on Yelp, they have a picture of a Toronto Maple Leaf, what appears to be a flag. It's not. It's the actual pool table. But again, they're misleading you. On that pool table, there is a hole. Yes, in the pool table, there is an actual hole. The only pool table that has a hole, as far as I know. Maybe the other ones look like Swiss cheese. I have no idea. But they have a hole in the pool table. Now, it's a little bit bigger than a dime, maybe a little smaller than a quarter, but who gives a shit? Why the fuck is a pool table in use with a hole in it? And of all tables, why use the middle one out of the three? Worst case scenario, use the one at one end and the other. At least you kind of space it out, right? That makes too much sense. I get it. But people complain about this all the time. So again, go on Yelp. You're going to see a picture of what appears to be a Toronto Maple Leaf flag. Okay, it's not. And it's misleading because that's the pool table. But picture a hole right around the leaf points there. Okay? Like the Toronto Maple Leafs, there's also a hole in the pool table. Lots of holes in general. With Toronto, a lot of construction has to be done. It's almost like a theme for this fucking city the last few years. But the point is, who the fuck wants to pay for a pool table that has a hole in it? And on top of that, you have to leave like a lot of, I'm not going to say how much money you have to leave. I mean, that's something you got to discuss with them. I mean, but it's not just a, simple couple bucks. Like you got to leave a shit ton of money there. Now, for some reason they think, I don't know, people are just going to steal the sticks and the chalk and whatever, which by the way, the chalk is always laid on the floor there. They never pick it up. I'm always the one that had to pick it up. I don't want anybody slipping and falling. You know what I mean? So, holy fuck, it is just a fucking disaster. And people always ask, like, okay, so, we can use this pool table, right? I mean, the other ones are in use. I mean, there's still, despite being literally bumper to bumper here, people are still willing to use other pool tables. Why not? Oh, just tell them it's closed. I go, why? Oh, it's closed. It's the way management wants it. Do you see, like, I don't know, there's like 10 people in this bar on a Friday night? I mean, why, you don't want to make more money, eh? No? Okay. So I got to explain to these people, yeah, you can only use the middle one. Yes, it has a hole in it. And then I have to explain to people why it has a hole in it. I'm like, well, look around. I mean, look at the atmosphere. Look at the, the couch from 1983. Have you tasted the food? What do you expect from this place? If there wasn't a hole in the pool table, then I would be disappointed. Okay? It is horrible. I've never seen that. I've never gone to a bar and I've seen a hole in a fucking pool table. I've never seen that, ever. And they don't even make an attempt to fix it. I was there for months. Not one attempt. And people ask me, like, how'd the hole end up there? I don't know. And then one of the waitresses told me, well, one shift, it was just there. We got cameras in here, right? Yeah, it's cameras. So, like, did they not check the cameras? I don't know. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. But even still, like, they know the hole is there, but they don't do anything about it. And I'm talking like not a little hole, like literally a hole that goes all the way, like it seems to go right in the bottom there. It could go to China for all I know. But again, no attempt to fix it. And then somebody said, well, somebody must have came in here with a drill. I said, excuse me? Someone hated this bar more than I did, apparently. And they came in here with a drill, drilled a hole, because the hole is perfect. It's not like someone just, I mean, like, again, if you rip the felt, that's easy. Like, I get that. You see that all the time with, these, pool halls and all that. But it is a very, like it's a perfect circle. So someone clearly drilled the hole. It's not like someone just, went like that on the table and it just broke a hole, or else it'd be, little cracks around it, whatever. But yeah, I mean, someone was really pissed off and made this fucking hole. But again, they don't give a shit. They don't care. They just leave it the way it is. And on top of that, like, when people are playing pool, like, people are just like leaning against the other pool tables, and they're like, and then they tell me to tell the other people, like, oh, do you mind telling them not to lean against the pool tables? In my head, I'm like, who cares? Like, I mean, like, what are they gonna do? Tip it over? I mean, like, who gives a shit? I mean, like, have you seen the decor in this place? I mean, leaning against the table is really gonna, throw off the atmosphere here. I mean, Really? Like I don't. Like I get like if you don't want drinks on the pool table because they could spill and whatever. I get that, but holy shit! I mean, a hole in the pool table. You go there. Listen, go there today, whenever. You will see a hole in the pool table. Okay, it's almost like a metaphor for the Toronto Maple Leafs. There's a hole in the fucking thing. Like the hole. It might as well just say Game 7. It really blows my mind. Like, and they don't fix it. They just don't care. They don't care. They don't give two fucking fucks here. I don't know. I mean, like, you go out, you're like, I want to go to a pool table. Okay, maybe, they only have a few sticks. We got to share, blah, 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 little things like that. But not a fucking hole in the table. Holy shit. How did I miss this the first time? Holy fuck. I mean, there's a hole in the table, a hole in these people's heads that run the bar. I mean, I've never seen that. And what's funny is, like, a lot of people don't care either. So, I mean, I don't know, teach his own, I guess. But, I mean, yeah, like, I don't know. Like if I was going to play tennis, and believe me, I'm not going to play tennis. But if I did, I wouldn't want a hole in my racket. I mean, come on. My God. And again, they have another 2 pool tables, never in use, always covered. So what is the point of having 3 tables? You might just have one, have it go the other way. Oh, and that's another thing too, like the pool tables, like there's a long table there, reserved for people that come and make a good reservation, whatever, right? I mean, good, let's say, I don't know, 10, 15 people, whatever, right? I'm telling you, like, someone goes on the one side of the pool table, they put the pool cue back, you're knocking someone's head off. Like, you got to be really careful, And they got a fireplace there. I don't know. They think it classes up the place. Jesus. Does it work? Fuck, what do you think? But my God, oh, and that's another thing too. So like in the winter, they have these like heaters, that like any drunk asshole could literally, as they're leaving, trip, fall on the heater, burn their fucking face off. I'm talking these like long heaters. You get like Canadian Tire, whatever, and like one is like close to the door. This is brilliant. They put one underneath a wood table. Heat under wood table. Heat under wood table. Wow. And then one right outside, like a long one, right in front of the door. Now, a lot of people, it's so cold out. People like come in, they like, warm their hands like this, whatever, and put it in front. But again, you could just skull your hand. Someone could bump into you, fall into it, I don't get it, man. I like this place is just inviting lawsuits. I don't understand it. And apparently there used to be heaters outside. Surprise, surprise, they're going to save a couple bucks. They're not there anymore. I didn't give a shit. I don't mind the cold. I'm just saying, for the customers or whatever. But my God, they don't give a shit about the customers. They don't. They really don't. Everything is it's just a lot of shortcuts in this place. Okay? So, my God, it is just fucking horrible. A hole in the pool table. A hole in the pool table. I think the people running this bar got some holes in their heads. Yeah, you do. Any excuse do you do, Dr. Phil. But the point is, I mean, my God, like, it's just, everything in this place is fucking falling apart. And I did mention before, like, there's cords all over the place and, like, just hanging amongst the rafters. And, I mean, again, if something falls on somebody here, holy shit, like, you guys are screwed. And they have, like, old pictures. I mean, these pictures, you can tell they've been up there for probably close to at least 40 years, I'm assuming. I mean, some of these pictures and drawings, they got, like, mold in them, and it's just fucking dirty, and they're faded, and they're ripped, and there's nothing inviting about this place. Nothing. As soon as you step in there, you think to yourself, okay, like from the outside, and the dirty windows, you go in there and you think, okay, it's a big spot, they got to have something going on, right? No, they don't. They have nothing going on. You go in there, it looks like fucking garbage. I mean, it looks like the place is literally about to be renovated. And, maybe they'll give away a few pictures on the wall just for shits and gigs. It looks like a fucking shithole. It is absolutely horrible. Now, I don't want to say anything else because, I don't want to come across like I'm being disrespectful. So let's go back to the staff here. Okay, so I already discussed, a few people that are nice. One guy, reminds me of Dexter. Holy shit. But there's another waiter there. Okay, he's a nice guy, nice dude, but you can feel his frustration. He's one of these guys that you can tell he's been, being a waiter. He's been a waiter for a little too long. Okay. And I don't blame him. Working there is not going to help. It's not. He complains about the staff and, the head bartender there, who's possibly the worst human being in the world. Again, I will get to him eventually. Trust me. It's that might have to actually be another chapter, but we're going to make this a trilogy. The point is, I feel his frustration. Okay, he's even told me, that, and it's funny too. Like even with the one guy there, the main Malaka bartender, he even said this without me even saying it. I've always thought this too. He said that without this job, this guy would kill himself. For sure. He'd be done. Absolutely. And I was like, you took the words out of my mouth. I mean, without this job, this guy would just be done. I'm talking about the head Malaka bartender there, not this guy. He's a good dude. But yeah. But again, he works hard. You can see, the frustration all the time. A lot of these, you gotta understand something too. Like, I recently quit smoking. And thank you. And I'm not enjoying it. Trust me. I don't know. It's still the first year. It's I don't know. I think I'm coughing more. I don't know. It's the irony of life. But the point is, especially when you work at a restaurant, a bar, if you're a waiter, bartender, you're always going outside for a smoke. Okay. And we talk out there for a little bit, and I can feel his frustration. Like, you go out there basically just to get away from it all. Okay, you don't even care about the smoke at this point. You sort of do, but not really. It's more about just getting out there, not smelling the horrible grease fryer that they got going there. Holy shit. I mean, literally, at times, it smells like, a foot took a shit. And you just want to go out there and get some air. And I could see the frustration on them. I could see it. And that's the sad thing, ladies and gentlemen. Like, this place, like in Toronto, we gotta work, man. I'm telling you, like, even if you still live at home with your parents, which, by the way, I can't judge millennials and Gen Z anymore because it's just, the rent in Toronto is out of control. I mean, even the average one apartment downtown Toronto, you're looking at probably at least $2,500. Maybe you'll get something in the East End, but then you gotta live in Scarborough. That's a whole, different problem. I mean, you heard about the shooting there at the other ironic, it sounds like an Irish pub too, so, there's fucking problems everywhere. Thankfully, the time I was there, we didn't have any problems like that. But at the same time, like I'm saying, I feel this guy's frustration. I really do. Okay? Like I said, the good people that are there, even, Dexter Morgan, I feel his frustration too. I really do. They all are just, trying to make sense of this situation and going, holy fuck, like, how did I end up here? Why isn't this place any better? But I'm told they make good tips and all that and, whatever, but I don't know the whole thing. I don't know a lot, what happens behind the scenes. I'm only there for one day, but the point is, a lot of people think like I do there, and, they're sick of the head bartender there. They're sick of the conditions. He's not afraid to speak up for himself. He always, says what's on his mind. So good for him. I just want to say, good for you, man. And like I said, all the, people I've mentioned, except for the, possible hooker, they all deserve to work there. They really do. But, and again, like it's bad enough you have to work and put up with, I mean, for the most part, the customers are good. Don't get me wrong. You have some bad ones, obviously, but you have to, yeah, I feel for these people. I really do. There was a girl there. She's cool too. Uh, yeah, nothing bad to say about her. I did overhear one time, I see a lot of times they like to get drinks after work, whatever, and I did hear that, she is looking for a rich guy, but I mean, listen, she's in her 20s, she's gonna learn things the hard way. I don't know, I can't save everybody, but the point is, she's cool too, and I'm trying to think of any other servers I worked for. I mean, there was one girl there that was really nice too, a little, she was into that clown movie. Was it Terrified? Whatever. Anybody that's really into those kind of movies, you got to watch out for. But the point is, she was really nice. I don't know what happened there. It didn't work out, but yeah. I mean, for the most part, the staff is really good and efficient, and they're pretty quick. Although there was one night where I'm not blaming the staff or nothing, but I don't know. Maybe we had a lot of reservations, and we were like, we had to turn down at least like 20 people at the door. Like, that's another thing too. Like, there's some nights here that are just absolutely dead, and then there's nights all of a sudden like just everybody's down to party at that one specific place. Maybe it's because, like I mentioned before, the hotel's down the road, but we had to turn people away. And I'm thinking to myself, like, I don't think we do. I mean, maybe worst case scenario, wait a few minutes and whatever, but I don't know if, like I got to be the bad guy here, which again, I'm used to. Don't worry. Listen, you work security, you are always the bad guy. Okay. You are always the rent-a-cop. You are always the head Malakias. Okay. It is what it is. And I'm fine with that. You do what you got to do. But at the same time, it does suck that I do have to tell people, yeah, go another bar. You want to wait a few minutes? I don't feel like waiting. Well, I don't know. Fuck, I don't know. Chain you to the floor. The fuck do I care? So do what you got to do, I guess. But then some people too, like, I mean, they get really busy, and some of the waitresses that like they miss people there, and then they wait a few minutes and then they leave, and I mean, that happens the odd time, but I don't know. What are you gonna do? But the conditions, like these poor people got to work in, it is just absolutely horrible. It's horrible. And I really do feel for them, I don't know their living situations. I don't know what's going on. I'm not an accountant. I don't do your taxes. I don't care. But I do know that you do need a good amount of money for a certain type of job to live in Toronto. Okay? We're all in the same boat here. You know what I mean? But I don't know, if you got to put up with, the head dickhead bartender there, it's not going to help. The conditions are horrible. The smell, sometimes I feel like a lot of people work there, and it's almost like the owners and, who's ever in charge of it is almost like saying, like, how much shit can you take? How much of our shit can you take? You know what I mean? And it's really sad. It really is, and I've seen people there. Maybe they got a few minutes to talk to each other and whatever, and yeah, it's not good. There's one bartender there. She kind of comes in there part-time, whatever. She does another job on the side there, and it stresses her out so much to work there that she told me she doesn't even smoke, and she always buys a cigarette for $1 off somebody, because the cost of cigarettes are fucking crazy, Jesus. And you go outside, or she goes outside, and she has a cigarette. And she's like, I only smoke when I'm here, because I just want to, I get it. You want to get some air and whatever. Like me, when I'm in the bar, out the bar, whatever, just, I can, do what I want, whatever. It's not got to stand at a position like I'm fucking in Britain. But yeah, I understand. And she's a very hard worker too. I mean, she comes in there just to, help out the place, whatever, time to time, pick up some extra shifts. Why not? And she's cool too. But again, like the stress of the place, man, I'm telling you, it could be fucking crazy. And there's another bartender there. I will say this, and I'm going to say this right off the bat. And, if these stupid fucks ever listen to this podcast, they can say whatever they want about me, fat fuck, bald. I've heard everything Everything, my friend. Okay? Am I going to try Rogaine? Fuck you. But the point is, if you have this bartender and the woman I mentioned before, who's a very nice person, one of the nicest people I've ever met in a bar club atmosphere, you know, because she's afraid to be a bartender because of the other asshole here. If you put those two together, that's probably one of the best combos I've seen bartending wise ever. This guy is really nice. Okay? He's a good dude. You can tell he goes there. He knows what to do. The other asshole bartender, okay, fucking bugs him all the time. You got to talk more. You got to do this. You got to do that. Fuck you. You're in no position to fucking tell anybody nothing. Okay? You fucking alcoholic, drug addict motherfucker. I'm going to get to him in a little bit. But the point is, this guy is a good person. I've worked many bars, many clubs. I know a good person when I see one. Okay, I'm 42 years old. I've done this for 17 fucking years. I'm going to remind you guys every few minutes, just, you know, because, I don't know, I'm getting older. But all jokes aside, the guy's a really good person. Okay, now I don't know if this is something that he wants to do for the rest of his life. I met his girlfriend for like a minute there. She's really nice too. They're nice people. There's certain people in this bar that keep this thing going. If it wasn't for him and the other girl that I mentioned, forget it. Like I don't know what the fuck would happen. I mean, you'd go in there one day and it would just turn the rubble. Like, it's just fucking horrible. But these two together are perfect. Like, if I ran a bar, okay, I would want these two to work there. They're excellent. They really are good, nice people. They know what to do behind the bar. They're very interactive with everyone, despite what the fucking jerk off says. And they're very nice people. And also, this guy always makes sure I get paid at the end of the night at a proper time. Not like the other fucking jerk off. But again, I'm going to get into that later. But the point is, these two people together, and it's a shame that, again, I mentioned before, it's so bad, the other asshole, that she doesn't want to be a bartender with him or just be a bartender because she's got to deal with all that bullshit. He doesn't mind, you know. You gotta understand, like, it's different for a guy. Again, I'm not trying to downgrade women or nothing like that. I'm just saying, like, you know, when you're in a woman's space, you know, and you're treating her like shit, like, it's fucking bad, man. Like, you're a fucking jerk off. Okay, guys, we can take it more. You know, we're meant to, you know, take a little more. Okay, let's just be honest. It is. I mean, don't get me wrong. Some tough women in there. The one other woman bartender I mentioned too. Like, she's a tough motherfucker. You can tell. Okay. I mean, she's got the whole kind of Sonya Blade fucking thing going on there. I'm pretty sure she could just, you know, kill you with one kick. But the point is, you know, when you have bad people working there, it creates such a toxic environment. And I'll be honest with you, like, this guy is so bad that every shift I work, okay, I show up there, you know, a little bit early, you know, just to see what's going on. When I enter those doors, in my head, I prayed. I was like, please let it be a good night. I don't want the fucker to be there. I always pray. I'm like, you know what? I know more than likely he'll be there because that's his shift most of the time. But I would pray that he wouldn't fucking be there. Because nobody likes him there. Nobody. Even management. But again, I'm going to get to that in a bit. And I got proof of that motherfucker. So, you know, if anybody ever calls me on my shit, I'll fucking show you the text. But the point is, I prayed that he wouldn't work there. And sometimes I'd see the other guy. I'm like, fuck, thank God. Thank God. Sometimes, you know, like, he'll show up as a customer too. It's a whole fucking thing with this guy. But it's such a toxic environment with this guy there. It affects the whole fucking bar. Everybody. Staff, management, customers, everything. The guy's a fucking virus. He's a horrible fucking human being. Now, I don't mean to be disrespectful. The point is, you know, when you work at a certain place, you're a waiter, waitress, even the term, like, you're not, like, I don't mean to be psychological or whatever, but, you know, they're not there to wait on you. They're there to, for the customers and to make a nice atmosphere. It doesn't give you the right to treat them like shit. Even the one Dexter guy told me, he told me that the fucking guy tried to come on to him, touch him and all this shit, and I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, don't worry, I'm going to send an email. I'm like, send an email? Fucking tell the guy right in his fucking face, fuck off. And then go to management right fucking there. Leave the shift. You don't have to put up with this shit. I mean, this is fine. But this is what they fucking put up with. And he's done this to other people too. And like, it's fucking crazy. Like how the fuck does this guy get away with this? And apparently he's done this to other customers too, which I got stories there. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But again, harassment, man, both physical, and emotional, mental, whatever. It's all wrong, man. I mean, the guy creates such a fucking toxic environment for these poor servers. It is absolutely horrible. And then you think to yourself, like, how does a guy like this still have a job there? Well, I have some idea. But a lot of people also think the same way I do. So let's talk about the fellow guards I work with. Now, there's this one guard I work with. I shouldn't even say I work with him. I never actually had the chance to work with him. How it goes on a normal week, ladies and gentlemen, is that there's shifts Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturdays. You work between 9 o'clock to roughly 3 in the morning, okay? Now, how do we all get paid? I can tell you how I get paid. Shitty. But the other guys, I don't know how they get paid. It's a whole fucking thing with these guys. I have no idea. I finally met the dude at the Christmas party. He showed up with his girlfriend or wife. I don't know. Who knows? And who cares? And like, I don't know. He's one of these guys. Like you could tell. Like, I mean, maybe he's a nice guy, but I think he's done some shit in his past. You know what I mean? Like, he seems like reformed. You know what I mean? Because he shows up at the bar and he's got like his wife on his sweater, on his Christmas sweater. So right there, ladies and gentlemen, that tells me he's a pussy. It is just fucking pathetic. Listen, I know a lot of people are going to give me shit for saying that, but it is what it is, okay? That is just fucking dumb, okay? And I'm pretty sure I'm right on this because I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? And then we finally realize that, oh, it's, I'm him, he's me, blah, 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 whatever. And I start talking to him. And at one fucking point, this fucking guy, like as we're in mid-conversation, he turns his back towards me. He starts talking to his wife because, I don't know, she rang the bell, I guess. And, I'm like, this guy, like he's got no balls. He's a fucking rude piece of shit. And I don't even tried to call him one time and talk about this shit. Well, not that shit, but just, shitty sweaters. So, first of all, let me explain this. So, I let me just say this. I fucking hate WhatsApp. Okay? I get it if you're, someone trying to reach me in the Philippines, and that's why you use WhatsApp. But fuck me. I mean, just call me, text me. Call me old school. Call me an old fart. I don't give a fuck. But, like for some reason they wanted to create a group chat. Okay? Because, that's always fun. And, like he only messages me on there, and I've told him repeatedly, if you need me for something, text me, call me, okay? I mean, the sweater's a little thick around the collar, I guess, and I don't know, I try reaching him, and I don't know, he's got a fucking boring voicemail, something to do with him working at, I don't know, Polo or some shit, and that's another thing, too, like isn't Polo a good brand? I mean, it was in, I don't know, the 90s, I guess, right? But, I don't know, like he works full time there and then like he's supposed to work like 2 days. So yeah, going back to that. So he takes both 2 shifts out of the 4. I don't know, he's got seniority there, that's that's a real accomplishment at this bar. And he works 2 out of the 4 days there. What was it, Thursday and Saturday. And I mean, do you really need the money that bad, bud? I mean, like really, you can't sell the shitty sweaters. You got to fucking wear them too. And I can never reach him on the phone anyway, so it doesn't fucking matter. But all the time he like calls me and I've had to reach you a couple times. What gives, and I go, and I at this point I'm just gonna fuck with him. I'm just like, yeah, I don't receive, alerts on my phone. He's like, oh really? Well, that's weird. I'm like, yeah, it is, isn't it? I don't know. The engine's running, but no one's behind the wheel. To quote, Ace Ventura there. Anyways, he's like, oh, no worries. I thought you wanted to talk to me over Messenger since you asked me to add you. I'm like, yeah, I got no fucking choice. I don't know, it's the only way I can reach you, right? And then, the odd time, maybe he give me an extra shift or whatever, because, I don't know, nobody buys polo anymore. So, I mean, seriously, when's the last time you heard someone wear a polo shirt? Like, I don't know. Like, again, I'm not a fashion expert here, but I don't know, Jesus. I mean, like, are you selling Carl Kanai too? I mean, fuck. Anyways, and he's like, well, and then one time he's like, you want me to work like, a month ahead of time? I'm like, I don't know. Like, fuck. I mean, what's going on here? Like, you beg the guy here for your shifts and, now you don't want him. And apparently he travels like an hour away from the city. So, like he's got to spend probably at least a third of his day's salary on gas, going back and forth. So I'm like, the fuck is the point of you having this job? And I don't know. Like, I never really heard anything bad about him, I guess. But it was just funny. I think one of the last shifts I worked there, I remember like one of the customers, or I think it was one of the customers that said, "Oh, the guy's got no personality," and I'm like, "Yeah, no fucking shit," But my God, I mean, I guess, I don't know, he's a nice guy, I guess. I don't know, sweaters and I don't know, who knows. But I didn't get to talk to him much, and I don't, thank God. But my God, man, it just, like, I don't know, again, it's a seniority thing. So that's why he gets the 2 days, and I don't know. I mean, his voicemail is just fucking annoying. And then, like, it's one of those voicemails where he speaks English one and then the French in the other, hey, salute, yeah, salute, you Malaka. But have I worked with worse? Absolutely. Then at one point, too, he tries to message me on Messenger after the whole thing's deleted there after I left, and he's like, we got families here. We're trying to get some sleep. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, man. I mean, I don't know. Listen, if you work for a fucking shitty company and you got to work here 2 days a week, don't fucking blame me. Like, he's still messaging me. What the fuck is he doing? And then after all, like, the whole thing, like, don't message me on the fucking app. And then even after, like, they're gone. Like, I don't know. Fucking, I'm Italian. Salute. That's how you say it. Salute. Holy shit. How about this for size, asshole? Au revoir. So, now that that's over, another guard I worked with, he's the one that trained me. How can I describe him? So, nice guy. At times, he seemed very defeated. I'm going to get into that in a little bit. But, he... remember the movie Ocean's 11, the one with George Clooney and the boys there? Remember there's a scene where he's in the room there, and then, like, the big guy punches him, the big bald guy, beard, And he's like, not now. Oh, sorry, Danny, I didn't know. He reminded me a lot of that guy, honestly. Well, what's funny is actually I was outside one day, and one of the regulars came in, and like he didn't know my name. I just started there, and he pointed at me, and he said, oh, it's a mini version of that guy. So he just kept walking. I thought that was funny, but yeah, I mean, he was a nice guy. Well, that was funny too, because one of the managers was supposed to train me, and he says, yeah, I might show up that day and train you. Who knows, I'm like, I should know, right? But we're gonna get to that asshole in a second. So we, we're just talking there. You're shooting the shit. How are you? Blah 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 blah. Close to age. Blah blah blah. All this shit, whatever, right? And I mean, there's no point in training me. I've been doing this shit for almost 17, well, a little over 17 years, and I don't know what are you gonna do. Yeah, there's the door. There's the bar. There's the there's the shittiest pool table in the world. It smells like death. I mean, like, I don't know, like, what else are you gonna tell me? You know what I mean? So I just, it is what it is. So what are you gonna do? So of course, at one point we did talk about the whole sweeping thing. They wanted me to sweep out there, and even he admits, he's, like he's done sweeping just because he's bored. So okay, whatever. It is what it is. What are you gonna do? That's what he said too. And all right. What's also funny is that the one really nice girl I told you guys about, I brought up with her and I said, like, am I supposed to do this? And she got pissed off that the other guy, Dexter there, told me to do it because of the other, fucking, let's say on the fence guy, bartender asshole there. He said, like, I told him to do it. Like, it's a whole fucking, I don't know. It's like fucking, phone tag here, And she got really pissed off and told him, like, don't ever ask, me to do it again, blah blah blah. So that's cool. And then at one point we're talking about like what money we make and whatever, and I'm just trying to slowly figure out like what. Like what he does get paid. I would like to know. If he doesn't share, fine. I already have an idea, but at the same time, I don't care. But he would share with me, his views on the bar, and this is what he had to say.
I know it's a stressful, stupid place to work, but
I don't mean to interrupt here. I mean, there's a lot more here, but can you already feel the frustration in his voice? You know what I mean? Like, he hasn't been there for that long. And this is what this place does to people. I mean, but just listen.
the guy before who I took over used to be there. I think he was there for the longest. He had like 5, 6 years there. But you know how it goes. Employees get sour and then start acting fucking foolish and stupid. And, one thing led to another. And they wanted to get rid of the last security guy. So they came to me. And, they tried to pay me that $20 an hour thing and said, don't worry, we'll give you tip outs. And I said, okay, the first 3 days I was there, it's like the fucking place was dead. I didn't get no damn good tip out. I said, fuck that, I don't want to work for this kind of cash, so I'm out of here. And then they called me back and I renegotiated as a flat rate that I'm okay with, it's.
Do you hear that, ladies and gentlemen? Do you hear that in his voice? I mean, my God, does this sound like a guy who's getting what he deserves? Of course not.
Doesn't really matter. Just the fact that they fucking, take me for a fool and try to go behind my back after I've told them my shift is covered is enough for me to be, just annoyed, I've been there. I've done a great job. I give them 110% all the time. It's fucking ridiculous, I'm not a fool. I'm not some fucking fool. That's really what pisses me off. As far as New Year's, though, bro, it's on a Tuesday night or some shit, or Wednesday night. They usually have one guard there. They don't pay nothing extra. And it's average. It's like a fucking average night. So last night is the busiest night I've seen in a while. So lucky you, man. Probably a nice tip out.
It was not a nice tip out. The point is, we all got screwed on here. I mean, yeah, and New Year's, forget it. I mean, it was not calm. It was actually quite busy. Even the one nice girl said, oh, maybe you brought the luck or whatever. I don't know. I thought the Irish are supposed to have natural luck here. Jesus. But yeah, no, it was still shit. And before New Year's, he told me this.
Well, I promise you, if it's on the Wednesday, I'll probably, I don't know. I'll think about taking the shift, but I might ask to leave early, and they can decide if they want that, yes or no. And if not, they can fuck off. I really don't care if they got somebody to cover New Year's or not. So keep yourself available, but if you also want to go find somewhere where you make $300 for fucking New Year's, go for it, buddy, because you know what? Mickey Finn's ain't taking care of fucking nobody, bro. They're selfish fucking pricks. I've been there for fucking 2 years. I'll tell you honestly, man, how it is, you know? You and me,
Me and you were fucking screwed. Do you not hear the anger in this man's voice? My God. You heard me before with the pool table. This is way worse. And I told him I think they are fucking around with my pay, and he had to say this.
and fucking around with your pay, it's dishonest as shit, and that's just how they do. That's just how it is, man. Go ahead, complain to everybody about it. Nothing will get done. I swear to you, man. Like, it's just fucking the worse you are as an employee, the better they get treated. It's fucking hilarious.
Did you hear what he just said? The worse you are as an employee, the better you get treated. I honestly wish I could disagree with that, but it's true. I'm going to talk about the asshole bartender in a little bit, but my God, like, it is just fucking horrible here. And it's not just me that thinks this. It's not just the servers. It's, my fellow guards. So then the cold winter comes, January, and all of a sudden we all get a, beautiful text in WhatsApp, because I love waking up to that shit. And now they're saying they're going to cut back on shifts. And the one guard, who hangs on the sweaters more than Mr. Rogers, he's like, oh, guys, what's going on here? I don't understand this. Keep in mind, he's been there the longest. How the fuck do you not know what's going on here? Okay, I've been doing this for 17 plus years. Okay? I even said openly, I said, guys, it's slow during the winter. You guys are surprised we're losing shifts here. Customers every fucking day for years. I mean, what's the difference? But the one guard I was just talking about right now, he, had a little something to say.
Last year or the year before, I can't remember. It's fucking bullshit. I've been there for like 3 years now. But yeah, there's been times where usually it's January, February, but it looks like this time it's February, March. They kind of slow down until St. Patty's Day, St. Patty's Day should pick up again.
Because it's an Irish bar, it's still a fucking piece of shit. I mean, who cares? But again, these guys are just used to being treated like shit. This is fucking sad. Speaking of losing customers, I even told him the one night where we had to turn down probably like 20 people. And this is what he had to say.
Well, dude, I tell you, it depends on who's managing, but I never turn people away. What I tell them is, here's the situation, it's standing room only, bar service is at the corner, and there's no tables to be seated at. So, I don't condone anybody turning somebody away at that bar, because the more people we turn away, the more people that don't show up again. But aside from that, I mean, it's just, 2025, man, the world's in a recession, quote unquote, fucking Donald Trump's killing everybody with tariffs. Like, who knows, Mike, honestly, I don't even fucking like working there, to be real, but it is what it is, man. It's a job, it pays money, it's simple on for us, aside from a couple of disturbances here and there with stupid people at the door, crackheads, bums, whatever, occasional drunk employee.
You know what? And he's still got a sense of humor about it. You know what I mean? Like all the shit that we got to put up with. Like he's still laughing about it. I love the guy. Don't get me wrong. And I'm sure people will give me shit for putting these recordings out there. You send someone something, it becomes your property. Learn the law, guys. The point is, I want to put these out there because people should know like how we're being treated. I mean, it is fucking horrible. I mean, I was only there for a short amount of time, but like he's been there for way longer. And like, look at this. Like, look how bad it is. Like, they don't give a flying fuck. He doesn't like working there. Nobody likes working there, but we have to. Why? Because we live in fucking Toronto, where everything is fucking an arm and a leg, and like eventually it will literally cost us an arm and a leg. We're all going to be fucking limping to the fucking store. That's another thing too, like right across the street, you got beautiful products at Loblaws. Okay, a little pricey, I get it, unless they get, they put the 50% off sticker on there, which by the way, we all fucking look for that right now. I mean, ever since fucking tariffs in last year, trust me, we're all looking for those fucking stickers. The point is, why don't you go over there, make a deal, and get some good food over there? Get some good groceries. Yeah. Restaurants buying bulk in bars, it's cheaper, blah, blah, blah. But it's fucking shit. It's shit. It is fucking horrible. Horrible. You know what else is horrible? He couldn't make it on a shift one day. I couldn't make it for him. So he gets one of his buddies to come in there. He gets like a bullshit base salary, no tip out, nothing. Nothing. They wanted to save a couple bucks. Whoopie fucking do. This is how you treat people, huh? That come last minute, eh? Wow. Wow. And on top of that, he's there. People are talking, this one girl there, was talking shit about him and the size of his dick and all that. I'm like, look at the size of him. You really think he's going to have a little... The point is, you got to put up with a lot of shit there. Okay? And all I'm asking is that we get paid right and treated right and have a nice environment to come to. On top of that, he's telling me that they're cutting hours for the servers, bartenders, all that. I mean, just it's crazy. Not as crazy as WhatsApp. Listen, we have the stupidest fucking conversations over here and everything gets mixed up, and I don't know. I fucking deleted it at one point, or the chat, or whatever the fuck, and then the Malaka sweater guy added me again. Mike doesn't really use WhatsApp, because Mike, I don't know, likes to go out and get laid. Guys, I would like to take the shift on NYE. This is the last guard I was talking to about there, the Ocean's 11. And then the boss that hired us, which, oh God, he's a number. I'm going to talk to about him in a bit. Mike has already asked to work NYE. He's been asking for it for weeks now. Can we give it to him? And I don't know. Yeah, the sweater guy, Mike, asked me about it yesterday. And then the big guy, said, "You guys are awesome. Keep up the good work." I'm assuming that's sarcasm. So there should be a straw draw for New Year's, but I won't say I have a seniority. And then I just said, look, I'm working New Year's Eve. I don't know. They told me I'm working. Now I got I don't know. Now we got a war inside the family here. Some family. And then he's like, I'm glad we all discussed this in our group chat. I'm actually pretty upset, pissed off, red face. And what's with the disrespect? And then the main Malaka manager there, no disrespect. Michael asked me first weeks ago, so I told him okay, and another thing too is like every week the schedule is exactly the same, like literally exactly the same. And then he says, well, here's the schedule for this week, the Malaka sweater there. And, I'm like, yeah, and then he always confirms it with the manager. And like, what's the point? Like, this is so fucking stupid. Like, I mean, it's just, like, we just do circles again and again and again. And it's just insane. And I don't know, everybody just really hates the asshole bartender. And I got, Ned Flanders sweater messaging me, "Happy New Year, gentlemen. I'm appreciative of each of you." Yeah, that's why you turned your back towards me at the Christmas party. De Malaka. Even before in the group chat, I'm telling them, like, sending them messages, you guys should be used to this shit by now. And I don't know, fucking Malaka Vesta sends me a message. "Thanks, Mike, for your input. I've been here for years and years, and this is uncommon. This doesn't sit well with me. I don't care about you, you fucking dickhead. Why don't we share our feelings here and turning into fucking dice here. Listen, asshole face. What is this, man? Are we fucking Gen Z here, talking about our fucking feelings now in WhatsApp? Holy shit. Who gives a shit? Also, keep in mind, this is the main guard. This is the guy who's guiding all of us. And then he gives us these bullshit reports about things that happen at the bar that I don't give two fucks about. And he starts off, "Gents." Who the fuck starts off with a fucking sentence named "gents"? "Only one serious incident to report this evening. During a regular washroom check around 11:30 p.m., I entered the men's washroom only to discover a male patron openly crushing a toonie-sized pile of powdered cocaine using a glass pipe on the bathroom vanity counter. Upon demanding, the male immediately ceased his behavior and informing him that his invitation to remain on property was now revoked. The male requests that I fuck, in quotations, myself before ignoring me and continuing to crush up his cocaine. I immediately took physical control, incapacitated him before removing him from property without incident. A thorough cleaning of all counters was complete with the assistance of, because I had my hands on him, couldn't snap a photo. Again, do you not remember we have cameras in the fucking place? It's downtown. Where else do you expect people to crush cocaine? In a bathroom. Are you not used to this? I know it's not good, but at the same time, who cares? Who cares? Kick the guy out. Don't take out your fucking insecurities out on us and let us live our fucking life off WhatsApp. He's given a description of the guy. I don't give a flying fuck. Oh, he's a white guy. That's 5'11". That won't be hard to find. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the eyes and ears of this institution, my friends. To quote the great Greek janitor in The Breakfast Club. But at the same time, yeah, we can't see everything. But at the same time, I don't want to hear everything. I hate WhatsApp. I hate this bar. This is the worst fucking bar I have ever worked at, by far. And something tells me I'm going to keep saying that. But at the same time, there's still more to talk about. I still haven't talked about the management, the owners, and, of course, one of the biggest assholes, if not the biggest asshole bartender I've ever worked with. So yes, ladies and gentlemen, this will be a trilogy. I'm going to have to make a part 3. But at the same time, thanks for staying with me. I like to think I'm providing a little bit of a service here, no? I think it's entertaining. You like being entertained? Sure. Go to my YouTube channel, The Malaka Podcast. TikTok, at The Malaka Podcast. Lots of cool shit there. Who doesn't like a good story? Even if it's with bad people. But in the end, ladies and gentlemen, you know, the big guy I worked with, sweater vest, you know, whatever. Oh, God, you know, it just, you know, you put a pic, I get it, you love your wife, but if you put it on a sweater, it brings, you know, the whole male race down. The point is, you know, I love you guys, I really do, but my God, you know, we all deserve better here. The servers, well, not the one bartender, you know that, but, you know, the bartenders actually do a good job, and, you know, but again, ladies and gentlemen, it looks like we're going to have to do one more. So again, this has been another Coke-free episode of The Worst Job I've Ever Had. Part 8, Chapter 2.
You guys think I'm just some untouchable peasant, sir? Peon, you know? Maybe so. Following a broom around after shitheads like you for the last 8 years, I've learned a couple of things. I looked through your letters, looked through your lockers. I listened to your conversations. You don't know that, but I do. I am the eyes and ears of this institution, my friends. By the way, that clock's 20 minutes fast.